Do 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 do.
Mana mana.
Do 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 do.
Mana mana.
Do 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 do.
Mana mana.
I see skies of blue,
You just ruined it.
red roses too.
Get out of here.
Why are you singing that?
Doesn't the dog sing it in the Muppets?
Yeah, but this is a wrong song.
Hey, all right.
He's on his own show.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Andy the Case here.
Get out.
All right.
Kermit the Frog here.
Guys, welcome to Real Awkward, the best damn podcast you heard.
Today.
We are your finest hosts of the hour. Maybe it goes a little bit longer. My name's Andy.
I'm Amanda.
Ashley.
All right. The conjoined twins there. We are... I don't know.
No, Amanda.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you guys hit the thumbnail, that's because you're like, I want to know about Mr. Jim Henson, please. Well,
Andy's doppelganger.
Man,
Andy's
yes.
real
okay.
dad.
Okay, here's the deal, okay? If you guys are listening right now, do me a favor. I want you to just do a quick Google search, Jim Henson, black and white picture. It will come up, and then go to our Real Awkward, and I want you to go ahead and find a picture of me, and you will realize Jim Henson and myself are the same person.
Oh, you know what? When I post this episode, I'm going to have to remind myself. I will post a picture of you and a picture of Jim Henson.
And we have to get the right picture. I might need to put myself in a turtleneck.
No, truthfully, in full color. He has the same hair color as you.
Dude, we're
it's that
we're
sandy
legit.
brown.
Like if I lost like 100 pounds, me and Jim Henson might look alike.
You might. I mean, yeah,
It's
Ash-
eerie. I'm looking at it right
it's
now.
crazy.
For like the 100th time, and it never like.
Our friends sent it to us out of nowhere, and they were like, "Why is Andy with the Muppets?" I was like, and at first I was like,
so eerie.
Why am I with the Muppets? What's happening here?"
No, truthfully, it's crazy because I was doing all this research and I'm
Uncanny.
looking at all these pictures of him, and I'm just like, dude,
That's
he looks just
Andy.
like Andy.
All right, guys. So you came on a perfect day. Here comes a little bit of fun history about Jim Henson and the Muppets from Amanda Campbell.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I know I say this in every episode. We're gonna talk. I have kind of like information about all of it.
I like it.
Cool.
We're there.
So James Maury Henson was born September 24th, 1936.
You've already ruined who I thought he was now. Like, for him to have additional names and shit, I'm like, not cool.
Well, most people have a middle name.
They do, but no one knows him as that. It's just Jim Henson. And now it's like, Maury? You're going to throw Maury in there?
I didn't name him.
I don't need to hear any Maury of this podcast.
Get
Am I
out.
right? Am I right?
Get out.
Please
All
don't.
right.
Please don't leave.
I hear skies of blue.
God.
Okay.
You
right.
hear skies of blue?
Yeah.
Go on, Amanda.
Synesthesia. So he was born, I think, in Mississippi, but most of his adult life was Washington, D.C. is where he lived. He entered college. Jim Henson and his future wife, I think her name was Jane.
There's a lot of I thinking already.
I didn't write down her name, okay?
You know his full name and you only know Jane.
I don't know why. I think
Jane Doe.
I think I told myself, like, oh, I'll write that down, and then sure didn't.
That's okay.
They created a puppet show on a TV station, and that was called Sam and Friends.
Ooh.
It was like a 5-minute puppet show.
I'm going to need to look that up.
It was like a kind of local TV, and they were doing that while they were attending college.
Oh, 5 minutes.
He did not. Jim Henson did not grow up like loving puppets. Like he wasn't doing it when he was a kid.
He didn't have a puppet addiction or anything.
No, he
Yeah.
just saw it as a way to get on TV.
My strange addiction.
Okay.
Yes,
Got
puppets.
it. I like puppets. Hello, puppet.
During this show, Sam and Friends, Jim Henson created some of the first Muppets that you'll see, but this is where Kermit was created.
Oh, so this is OG. Kermit's OG for Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry. So I'll talk more about Kermit in a little bit, but basically Kermit was created when Jim Henson took his mom's old teal coat and like for fabric, and he cut a ping pong ball in half and like used that for the eyes, and that was Kermit, and the character was originally more of a lizard because it was like a teal sleeve.
Sure.
But then over time, he became Kermit the Frog.
So Kermit the lizard didn't stick.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, I feel like I was on bar trivia or something, and that question was asked. And they were like, was Kermit originally Jim Henson's mom's coat or something like that? And everyone was like, no, not at all. And they were like, no, it was true. So
It's real.
that's cool facts.
So,
We're going to quiz you later.
yeah.
Like the listeners.
Through Sam and Friends, Jim Henson was gaining a little bit more notoriety, and especially like for the puppets. He was creating all these new characters. He was doing all these crazy voices, and it was him doing the work and all this stuff. So he was doing a lot of local commercials, TV spots, where some characters were created through that.
Yeah.
There was a dog food commercial that Rolf the dog was created, like the piano playing dog.
Yeah. I see the eyes of blue.
Okay, just because he plays the piano doesn't mean he's Louis Armstrong.
He sings that song in a special. There's a
Okay.
Christmas special or something. I don't know.
Not
So
a Christmas song.
while creating all of these new characters and
Yeah.
earning a lot more notoriety, he got his first like full-time kid show,
Okay.
Sesame Street.
Na, na, na.
I think I've heard of it.
Na, na,
Yeah.
na.
So yeah, this little show called
Cloudy
Sesame
Day.
Street.
Wait, was Sesame Street all Jim Henson
It was
characters?
It's a Jim Henson production.
Oh, it was. Okay. I didn't. So he didn't come on to it later.
No.
He started this
Yes.
thing. Oh, cool.
1969 is when Sesame Street started. It debuted on the National Education Television Network, which then turned into PBS.
Mm-hmm.
It is still there. It has never stopped being broadcast.
That's 40 years, right?
and it is
It's still going.
It's one of the longest
Close.
running shows.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
So sorry, people.
Every time Amanda turns the page,
I know.
she's just
I'm
like,
sorry.
oh.
So, if you've never seen Sesame Street, I don't believe you. But basically, Sesame Street was a mix of puppets and live action actors. And some of these puppets were able to be, piloted. I don't know the word, but like puppeted by just one person. Or some characters like the Cookie Monster would actually be two people.
Yes, I always noticed that when I was, not when I was a kid, but when I was older, I was always like, why does one arm never come up on these creatures?
Some of them you can tell.
Yeah.
There's only one arm that's
Right.
functional, but like Cookie Monster, he'll have both arms going. So that's one person being the arms.
Right.
And then another person being the mouth of Cookie Monster.
How tight do these people got to get with each other?
Oh, they must be sitting on each other's laps.
There's no way. How else would you do it?
And then even ones like Big Bird. So
Right.
someone is in the Big Bird costume. But then like they're moving like both of his arms and his mouth and stuff are moving at the same time.
Yeah, so
I'm like, how is that happening?
So I don't know if I saw like an internet like diagram of what Big Bird looks like inside, but somebody's arm is up high. So like the arm is up high as the mouth and the head, and then Big Bird has like one arm attached.
I think
Like
now
he always holds it at his stomach or something, and that one isn't moving much.
Yeah,
but
I think now like one of his, I think they're connected in that like when one arm moves, the other one moves a little bit.
yeah, or something like that.
But,
or it's just like a animatronic.
I don't think they're doing that, but it could be. But
2022.
I see what you're talking about,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. He always has one up here as he's like
yeah,
chatting. Or are you talking about to see the guy standing there with his arm up in the head?
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. Well, like
Yeah.
Elmo's another one that pretty much only one arm is out, and
Yeah.
he's the puppeted hand,
Yeah.
and then the other hand is moving Elmo's mouth.
Right. And it has like they have like a steel wire.
Yeah,
that's
they
moving
have
the
just a
hands
thing.
up.
So
Ash is blown away at what it looks like inside Big Bird right now.
it's
She's, like,
amazing.
super
Truthfully,
excited
the
about
way
Well, I never thought about it.
Uh-huh.
Like,
You're like, I thought it was a real bird.
I thought it was just an 8-foot man inside a costume.
the thing,
8-foot man with a little head.
the thing I think
Okay,
about.
can I read this actually?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
sorry.
know if you got into this at all. So animating Big Bird. First of all, he's 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
Shoot, it just shifted on the website.
God, our listeners are
Dang
like, come
it.
on,
Come on.
Ash.
Andy, cut here and just cut this.
Nope, I'm
out.
not
Okay.
editing this. Everybody has to hear your awkwardness
Okay.
on the Real Awkward Podcast. Join our Patreon today.
Go.
Get stickers.
Get
Listen to
fucked.
the
Join Patreon today. Get fucked.
and get
Okay.
fucked.
Well, never mind, because there was 1, 2, 3, and now it just says 4 and 5.
What were
Okay.
you? Okay. Do you remember what it said? Because you were excited.
No, it was more words than I could read.
There's more words there.
I'm disappointed. I'm sorry. I've just.
What was the
disappointed.
gist of it? You were excited.
How to operate Big Bird.
Okay. What did
Oh.
it say?
Dog.
I'm just messing with her.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I
You
was.
forgot.
No, I forgot. I already told you. Big Bird has
you know
one hand
why?
up, and then the other one is attached to his stomach. It's not a real hand in there. And then he only uses his left or his right hand. I don't know which one.
It wanted
is.
me to subscribe to the website
Lame.
to read
it's
it. There were
so-
like 6 different
Damn
steps.
cookies.
But there's like a wire, and then I don't know, and then like the script is taped inside. Like,
Oh, cool. That makes sense. The one thing I always thought was fascinating about puppets and stuff. What? Andy's about to spit out his coffee.
You just said, "Oh, cool," which is clearly "fuck off," but
No,
it was funny.
no.
No, it wasn't. It just sounded like it.
No,
I
I
wasn't
thought that was
looking at you
fascinating.
when you did it, and you were just like, "Oh, cool. Let me get back to my shit."
No. It makes sense that they would have the script taped inside. That makes sense. So then there must be some type of light situation in there
Well,
that
yeah.
they can see it.
It's probably like the Disney characters.
They must have some type of
It's a fan
air
and
cooling,
light
yeah.
and like a full buffet inside.
Yeah.
Someone's
Buffet.
eating
Craft services.
Someone's eating bacon eggs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
bacon eggs. It's one
Bacon
big word.
eggs.
Yes. No, the one thing I always thought was really cool about like the Muppets or Sesame Street was that like with these live action people, these live actors
Yes,
walking around,
right.
they have all of the puppets in there too. So like to me, I'm like, these sets must have like holes where people are hiding underneath, or like tracks where people can stick the arm up
Yeah.
and puppet
Because they'll just
the
pop out,
characters.
right?
And
like Oscar.
so I want to see like behind the scenes footage of the Sesame Street set, like because
Yeah.
you only see things from one perspective,
Right.
So like I want to see the camera like turned around to be like, where are they hiding those actors?
I think it'd be great. You turn the camera around and they're like in a really bad part of town. So like you see
Yeah,
Sesame
right.
Street and that part looks nice. And they turn around. It's just like
Across
trash.
from like a used tire store,
a bunch
pawn
of
shop.
hobos like
Yeah.
on the other side pissing in the back corner. Yep.
It's the street. So yeah.
Welcome to the street.
So Jim Henson, obviously, he was one of the few people who, really started Sesame Street. He created a lot of these characters, like Elmo, Cookie Monster, Big Bird, Bert and Ernie, Oscar the Grouch.
I forgot about Bert and Ernie.
I live in a fucking trash can.
Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert.
So Sesame Street has won over 100 Emmy Awards.
Oh, why not, man?
And so I was trying to find out information about who Jim Henson voiced.
Okay, gotcha.
So originally Kermit the Frog was on Sesame Street.
I was just like, what? Yeah,
So,
duh.
and he
That's
does,
where he came from. And I'm like, no, it
does
wasn't.
cameo from time to time.
Okay.
But he left Sesame Street.
I'm going to leave the streets.
He moved out.
Yes. So
Kermit's got one of those sticks with a little bag on it.
yes.
He's out of there.
So I'm gonna say why Kermit left.
Oh,
later.
so there is a backstory.
But so Jim Henson was Ernie. Like on the original Sesame Street, he
So,
voiced
hey, Bert.
Ernie. Yeah.
oh, yeah. Hey, Bert, you want
And
to take a
then
bath
the
together
Rubber
again?
Ducky song.
Yeah.
God
That
damn
was
it,
Jim
Ernie.
Henson.
Oh.
Get the duck out of the bath, you piece of shit.
Oh, sorry, Bert.
So, I really didn't delve too far into Sesame Street because kind of once he left to do the Muppet Show,
Okay.
he would do things from time to time, but he definitely changed his focus to be Muppets,
Okay,
not
so,
Sesame
so
Street.
Jim Henson, like, basically started it off the ground, and then he was like, peace.
I think the Henson Company was still kind of in it.
Okay, sure.
But as far as like him
Being
at
the
the helm
main
of it,
producer.
he did not.
Yeah, because you don't think of Jim Henson as the Sesame Street guy. You think of him as the Muppet guy.
The Muppet
You
guy.
absolutely think, because it's always
Muppets were his baby.
Jim Henson's Muppets. It's not Jim Henson's Sesame Street.
Right. So now we're going to talk about the Muppets.
Okay. Phenomena.
So Jim Henson coined the term Muppets by combining the word marionette with puppet.
I'm going to be honest.
Wow.
I think it's a fucking amazing move. Like Muppets makes, you don't even have to know much about them. You see the character, you're like, what is that thing? Muppet?
It's a Muppet.
You're like, cool. I don't
Yeah.
need to know anything more. I absolutely understand what's happening here.
So the Muppets are claimed to have been created in 1955 when Jim Henson created Kermit using his mom's coat.
Oh, I don't know if you told us the year last time. I didn't know it was so early.
So yeah, 1955 was
Okay.
when the Kermit, and I think that was when he was doing Sam and Friends.
Okay, got it.
Sorry, I didn't communicate that.
No, it's fine. I just didn't realize how early it was. Like, wow.
So basically, at its core, sorry, I have a million notes here. So the Muppet Show started in 1976.
Right. Okay.
And Kermit was like the leader of the Muppets. He was like
Right.
one of the main characters of the Muppets. And Jim Henson basically, Kermit left Sesame Street because Jim Henson wanted to do more adult humor.
Oh, that makes sense because Sesame Street was like, I want to say
is
it was
for
from
children.
like, it's like 3 to 6 years old.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And they always had like some humor that like adults would find interesting in Sesame Street.
Yeah.
But it at its core has always been a kid show.
Yeah, it's
And
absolutely the G movie where he wants some PG in there.
yeah, he
Okay.
wanted to create like
some conflict.
adult humor.
I get
and
it.
he actually wanted the Muppet Show to be very adult humor.
Oh.
And basically he had a hard time people getting on board.
Yeah, they probably didn't think it would take off.
And so he had to scale it back a little bit.
Well, think about it from a financial standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Like if I mean, I'm assuming he came with money, but if he didn't and he's trying to sell it to a studio, they want Sesame Street 2.0.
Well, yeah, and
They
he
didn't
still
want-
had to get it picked up by a production company and by
Right.
a television network.
Right.
And a lot of them were kind of like, yeah, we're into it, but it can't be this raw. It can't
Right.
be SNL.
Right.
It has to dial it back a little bit.
Because, I mean, Miss Piggy's a hooer, so.
Kinda. So,
She just wants one man.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
So the Muppet Show was created.
Yeah.
So it was basically an SNL type show.
Okay.
So there'd be a celebrity guest star. Sometimes like certain things had a live audience, and they would have individual sketches. You'd get
Okay.
to see
Yeah,
like
that's
behind
fair.
the scenes, and then so the celebrity guest would be like behind the scenes and stuff a lot, but they would get to their one big sketch that they'd be in. The celebrity would pick who they wanted to be in the sketch with, which Muppet.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
And I guess the
Yeah.
most picked was Miss Piggy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Gosh, she's so annoying.
I love her.
Probably because she's the most like unpredictable. Like they're probably curious to see what she would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's fair. She's the most unhinged.
So
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like, that girl needs some Xanax.
So the Muppet Show ran.
Xanax.
Xanax. The Muppet Show ran from 1976 to 1981, and Jim Henson voiced a ton of the characters, but most notably Kermit, obviously.
Right.
Rolf, the dog who played the piano.
Don't.
Waldorf. It's from Statler and Waldorf, the two older guys. And then
yeah, up in the balcony all the
he
time.
was the Swedish chef.
Yeah.
Who was?
Who are we
Jim
talking about,
Henson.
dog?
Oh, you're talking about the voices that he
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So I was actually. So the
Swedish
Swedish chef is one like Cookie Monster, where he needed two people.
Yeah.
And so Jim Henson and Frank Oz, who they they pretty much like did all of this together. Frank Oz was huge on Sesame Street. He was huge in the Muppet Show. He's
Muppets.
actually the voice of Miss Piggy.
Oh.
So
I always thought she was a little manly.
So the Swedish chef, Jim Henson, would do the mouth
Okay.
and go like orga 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 while Frank Oz was throwing stuff back and forth and being the arms.
Dude, he was going nuts. Like, there's some scenes there where he's just like, fishy, 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 fish. He's like banging fish on his head and on the counter.
They would do it together.
Dude, I bet if I was both of those guys, I'd just be rolling. Like, it's like, dude, okay, I'm trying to talk here and you're just throwing shit.
It reminds me of like when you do that thing where like so you get behind someone and then you
Oh.
put your arms
There
out
your
like
arms, like,
you're there. Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly what it had to have been.
Yeah.
And they must have had some type of camera that they
To see
closed circuit that they
something?
could
Yeah.
see what they were
Right,
doing.
right.
Because some of the stuff the Swedish chef does, you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Because you could tell his head and his arms are not talking to each other.
No.
Now you know why.
The Swedish chef has always been one of my favorite Muppet
Yeah,
characters.
that's awesome.
Just because of the chaos.
I do love it though, because now as you talk about this, I'm going to be able to connect certain characters from Sesame Street to who they are in the Muppets. Like when you
Yes.
talked about Cookie Monster and stuff and
Yes.
the mannerisms that he has, because he's kind of like.
But he was not. I mean,
But
he
s-
wasn't the voice of Cookie Monster.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying like the movements and the stuff like that.
Because the only
Yeah.
confirmation I could get about Sesame Street and Jim Henson of who he did was Ernie.
Right. Okay.
Every time I would look it up, he was Ernie.
Right.
So Jim Henson, obviously, like when I look up the credits for for the Muppet Show, he's literally so many just like rando side characters and all this stuff.
Right.
But obviously, Kermit was the main character. Kermit was
Yeah.
now. So the Muppets, Jim Henson was a star, but even more so was Kermit the Frog.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Kermit
Yeah.
was a celebrity.
At stardom. Yeah.
Miss Piggy was too, but like, I was reading this whole article about like how it was so bizarre that the man wasn't famous, but his creation was
Yeah.
more famous than he was.
That's the dynamic duo there, though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like they're synonymous, right? Kermit and Miss
He
Piggy
is
together.
Kermit.
Yeah.
But so
That's not what Amanda was saying.
Oh no, that's what I was saying though. She was saying
What?
that Miss Piggy was almost as popular as
No.
Kermit.
no,
Oh.
no,
Kermit was more popular than Jim Henson.
yes,
Oh, okay. Sorry, I totally was off the rail there.
Miss
My
Piggy
bad.
was popular.
He decided
Right.
what you were saying and
Yep.
stopped listening.
My bad.
So
I have my own truth.
So, one thing I thought was really interesting while looking up Jim Henson's like credits, as Kermit the Frog, he was on like he did tons of guest spots, tons of like
Yeah.
just like regular TV shows, talk shows, like nighttime shows, like anything. Anytime he could be Kermit, he was Kermit. Like 70s and 80s, he had so many credits for being Kermit the Frog.
Right.
Up to these characters are still popular. Kermit is still
Yeah.
showing up on stuff. I mean, Miss Piggy was literally on an episode of Drag Race.
Oh, that's brand new.
Yeah, that was season 13.
Yeah.
She was like a judge.
Wow.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So you're still seeing these characters 50 years later, and they're still incredibly popular.
Wow.
Because even what Animal is on like that Geico commercial.
Oh yeah, he is. Yep.
Yeah.
I would say I don't think kids know, but I bet they do.
I think they do. I mean, Lincoln knows who the Sesame Street, who the Muppet guys
Muppets are.
Well, Cam knows because she watched Muppet Babies.
Oh,
Lincoln too.
Right.
So we're going to talk about Muppet shows.
Okay, I like it.
Cool.
So obviously, oh wait, what do you want to talk about first? Muppet movies?
Okay,
Or
I was
Muppet
going to say,
shows?
it's two separate ones. Do shows,
Okay.
because I think a lot of people know the movies.
Okay, so there isn't too much to talk about. I just kind of have a timeline.
Yeah.
1976, The Muppet Show. So there's a movie called Muppets Take Manhattan, which we'll talk about in a minute.
I know this one
That
very well.
introduces those characters as babies.
Right.
So they took that and created the cartoon Muppet Babies in 1984.
Was that the first animated then? Or the
Yes.
only? The only maybe? I don't
Yeah,
know.
so my sisters and I used to watch the shit out of Muppet
Yeah,
Babies.
totally.
So then in 1996, they had a show called Muppets Tonight. It was like a Muppets talk show.
That sounds familiar, but
And then it didn't, I think it was like 2 seasons. It did not last for very long.
yeah.
2015, ABC did The Muppets. It was very short lived. It was supposed to be like them working and doing all this stuff. It did not last very long.
It didn't
Like
didn't
it was
hit,
a
huh?
sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Okay.
2018 was the remake of Muppet Babies. It's
Yep.
like computer
Oh.
graphics.
Yeah.
It's cute. Lincoln likes it.
Is
Yeah.
it like a Netflix or something?
It
Or
was
what
Nickelodeon or
Yeah.
Disney.
Oh, that makes
Oh,
sense.
it's got to be Disney, because Disney owns them.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do.
Because it's on
They
Disney
do.
Plus. So, Muppets Now, which was a Disney Plus series in 2020, I don't think it did very well. And then 2021, I put this on here. They have other specials,
Yeah.
but 2021 was the Muppets Haunted Mansion special on Disney Plus, which wasn't terrible.
Banger.
Not a banger, but it was cute. Like, it was fun. So
That's it for shows.
that's it for shows. They've had like a couple random specials and stuff like that, but the Muppet Show was obviously the most popular.
How long did that run?
It ended. Hold on.
This is what happens when you do it on construction paper.
Yeah, sorry, 1981.
Okay, so 5 years.
Yeah.
It's not
Interesting.
long.
I was gonna say though, like they kept trying to like go back to the well,
like reiterate.
Yeah.
And it's like it was never as successful as the first,
Right.
like Muppets rendition.
So in the
or
early
version.
2000s, the Muppets were sold to Disney. And so that was when you see Disney trying to be like, hey, let's try and make the show. Hey, let's try and do this.
Disney did that with Power Rangers too.
Oh, yes, they did.
Yeah.
Disney
Right.
actually had a pretty successful,
Right.
it was a Muppets 3D in Disneyland and I think
right.
Disney World.
Yep.
They recently just stopped airing it.
Wow. Okay.
I think
I remember
just
that.
because they're going away from that kind of stuff.
I think when you're in the line queue, like Kermit's talking to you on the TV or something like
Yeah,
that.
I don't remember exactly, but that was one that apparently was very popular.
Oh, no. You go into the theater and then you look up and to your right and those guys are there. The old dudes are there.
Yeah, Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
They are some of my favorite Muppet characters.
Yeah.
I actually have like a Sideshow Collectibles, like toy of them
They're
in the
cool.
theater booth.
Yeah.
And I have it like in the corner,
Like the best
looking down
peanut
on
gallery
everything.
grumpy old men
They're the best.
ever.
Okay, so let's talk about Muppet movies.
Yes, that's what I think I'm familiar with growing up.
1979 was the Muppet movie.
Okay.
So it's their origin story. It's how they all met. Basically, Kermit is leaving the South.
Okay.
Starts with It's Not Easy Being Green, like the Rainbow Connection. That's
Oh,
where those
right.
songs came from. Kermit goes to Hollywood, meets Muppets along the way. They become the Muppets.
Got it.
1981, The Great Muppet Caper. This was directed by Jim Henson.
Okay.
The Muppets are caught up in a jewel heist while investigating a robbery in London.
Oh, so this is like overseas.
Yes, I was
Why are
reading
they
the-
investigating a robbery?
I don't
They're
know.
the Muppets. Why not?
I was reading this one and I don't know if I've ever seen it, so we're going to watch it this week.
Oh, fair enough.
1984, Muppets Take Manhattan.
That's what I was familiar with because, it's my birthday.
They want to hit, yeah, because you were one, so you would have seen it. The Muppets are trying to get on Broadway.
Right.
I watched that one when I was a kid. I didn't love it, but I thought them as babies was cute.
I thought them as babies was cute.
1992, one of my favorites, Muppet Christmas Carol.
I thought you were going to say Muppets Treasure Act.
That's
wow.
next, girl.
Oh, wow. I just had a
So-
stroke, dude. Muppets Treasure Actions.
So I'll talk about it right now. So Jim Henson died in 1990 from pneumonia.
Dude, my grandpa passed away.
So the Muppet Christmas Carol was the first movie without him helming Jim Henson Studios.
Snap. Okay. But I thought
It was directed by his son,
okay, I was going to say, I thought his family took over.
Brian Henson. His
you
family now runs the
Yeah.
Jim Henson Studios.
And I feel like he's just as good.
He's done very well.
His son. Yeah.
But this was like the first thing after he died.
It could have crashed and burned.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so Brian Henson made the choice to like do the Muppet Christmas Carol. We're going to continue this. It was the first Muppet anything
Right.
after Jim Henson, and now Jim Henson was no longer the voice of Kermit the Frog.
Oh, see, I gotta listen to the old Kermit and then whoever voices the new one and
Yeah.
see if I can tell the difference.
1996, Muppet Treasure Island.
There it is.
With
That's
everybody's
what I was
favorite,
trying
Tim
to say.
Curry.
That's what I was trying
That
to say.
movie's great. Cabin Fever was like my jam during the hard part of the quarantine.
Yeah, yeah.
The best. That movie's incredible. 1999 was Muppets from Space. That one's really good too.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody thinks Gonzo's an alien, and you're kind of figuring out who Gonzo is,
Right.
which I kind of liked because they never.
Explain
Really
him
talk
very
about
well.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they disappear from the movies for a while. 2011 is kind of like the resurgence of the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
The movie The Muppets.
Is it the one with Jason?
Yes,
Segel?
Jason Segel.
Right.
They're reviving the Muppet Show. There's the guy, and he lives in the Midwest or whatever, and he thinks he's a Muppet, and he wants to go get the band back together.
Got it.
And then 2014 is Muppets Most Wanted.
Oh, that's the one that was bad,
It's bad.
right?
Basically, the Muppets get involved in a crime while in Europe, and like Kermit is being accused of all these crimes because there's like this famous jewel thief or something like that, and he looks just like Kermit but with a mustache, which is honestly hilarious.
That's like super classic.
well, there's like
Switcheroo.
there's a meme of like it's Kermit and then like Kermit in like a black cloak kind of
oh,
thing.
yeah. Right.
That's what that meme is from.
Right.
That's the only good contribution of that movie.
Fair enough. It's funny.
Excuse my green.
What year was
paper.
that? 2014?
Yeah,
When was Looney Tunes back in action? When did that
before
come?
that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Go watch our Brendan Fraser episode and tell me about it.
Renaissance. Amanda loves it.
Renaissance. He's coming back.
Try listening to it because watching it's not very entertaining.
Yeah,
Don't watch it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some other Jim Henson projects.
Oh.
Okay.
1982, Dark
Wait,
Crystal.
I was going to guess. Dang it.
Sorry, dog.
Yes, Dark Crystal.
He directed that with Frank Oz.
Okay.
So for
That's
those
why
of
it's
you,
so good.
For those of you who have never seen of Dark Crystal, never heard of it,
Blasphemy.
again,
I've never seen it.
It's all puppets.
Baby.
Baby. So let me tell you the plot.
Okay.
She won't.
Jen, a gelfling, goes on a quest.
I'm already lost.
All right. I'm just going to stop then.
I've never heard the name Jen before.
Jen, a gelfling,
No,
goes
the
on
Gelfling is what lost
I
me.
know
Yeah.
it was a joke.
goes on a quest to restore balance in their world called Thra and overthrow Skeksis by restoring a powerful broken crystal.
Isn't it Connolly in that one, right? Isn't she the main?
No.
Oh, that's the labyrinth. I fucked up. And creepy Bowie, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
The next movie he did, Labyrinth.
The deflate
He
gate
directed
over here, my
Labyrinth.
bad.
George Lucas was the executive producer.
Okay. I'll take it.
So Jennifer Connelly plays a woman named Sarah,
There she is.
and she's on a quest to get to the center of a large maze or a labyrinth to rescue her baby brother from the Goblin King Jareth, who is David Bowie.
David Bowie. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I mean, I
Dance,
probably
magic dance.
Dance, magic dance.
not that I like paid attention.
Okay,
to the
let
thing,
me
'cause
Yeah.
let me say
Not my
something
thing, but-
controversial here.
Uh-oh.
Don't get me wrong. David Bowie's character in that movie is bonkers and incredible. I did not love Labyrinth.
I was going to say, but
I don't love it.
you ever
I think,
heard anything that you say after but means you don't really care?
Yeah, whatever. Listen to me or not, I don't give a shit. I think it's fine. I think that like some of the visuals in the movie are why it's still talked about.
I 100% agree with you.
The
That is
puppets
why. Yeah.
and like all that stuff is incredible.
Yeah.
And like they have the what is it called? Like the never ending room kind of one of those.
Oh, the MC Escher stuff?
Yes, MC Escher, and what they had one of those rooms, and I was like, that's
Infinite
cool.
staircase.
Yeah, and like David Bowie's, like the visuals are great. The movie as itself, I was kind of like, it's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
I think you see it once, you're good.
I think Dark Crystal is a little better because it's kind of scarier.
Well, it's also, well, I guess they're both fantasy. They're both fantasy. but-
I have an easier time with Dark Crystal because they're all puppets
Right.
instead of puppets and people.
Right. Puppets and people.
Puppets and Peepa? No, I think that... And then Dark Crystal got a sequel
Right.
on Netflix.
I did not see
Still
it.
done by the Jim Henson Company.
Right.
Apparently it's pretty good.
Okay.
I didn't watch it.
I'll give it a show.
I haven't seen Dark Crystal since I was a kid. So I need to watch it again.
Sometimes it doesn't hold up.
I can't imagine it's gonna.
Like, I really loved Neverending Story when I was a kid, but now when I rewatch it,
It's
I'm
rough.
like,
It's rough.
Okay.
The other thing he did in 1983, he created Fraggle Rock.
Down to Fraggle Rock. Down to Fraggle Rock.
I used to love Fraggle Rock.
I love Fraggle Rock just because I thought that they had cool hair.
Yeah. So
they
it was
were
on for 5 seasons and
ponytail hair.
basically just follows the Fraggles in their underground home. There's like little miners and stuff. They're really cute. Fun fact about Fraggle Rock,
Hit us.
it was the first HBO original series.
What? Home box office for the win.
Wow. And Jim Henson created Fraggle Rock to end war by teaching kids about peaceful conflict
Oh,
resolution.
yeah, because they were always fighting with the trolls at the
Yep.
top.
Yep.
I remember that. Did you ever see Fraggle Rock? Like, actually see it?
Nope.
Do you know the song, though?
It was cute.
Yeah.
I used to watch it on Nickelodeon.
I didn't have HBO.
I didn't have Nickelodeon, and I still seed it.
I still seen it.
See
They
it.
did like a reboot or like they made more episodes of Fraggle Rock. I didn't watch those. I just thought the first one was cute.
Normally one and done, man. You try to extend some of that stuff because Fraggle Rock, it's not a lot of deep story there.
No,
They're in the dirt.
Yeah,
That's about it.
and usually they'll like cut, and they would like cut over to like these little guys who'd be like, "Oh man," and then they'd cut back.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Okay,
Good
so
writing.
I really don't have much left.
Okay.
But I have some fun Jim Henson facts.
Ooh, hit us.
There's only a couple now because I
Straight
gave
fire.
a couple of them away.
Oh, okay.
So you get 3.
Okay, number
fun
1.
facts.
Jim Henson is me.
Andy's grandpa.
Reincarnated
Andy's
Jim
real
Henson.
dad. Okay. George Lucas consulted with Jim Henson when he was creating Yoda. Henson suggested that Frank Oz be the voice and puppeteer, and now he's Yoda.
He is Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Frank Oz
Yeah.
was Miss Piggy and Fozzie. Those were the 2 characters that he was like most notably.
Oh my God. Like all their voices are coming through my head and I'm like, it's the same guy.
Waka waka. Yeah.
Yep.
And then, so his performance as Kermit in The Rainbow Connection reached number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts.
Okay.
And when he's performing that in the movie, Kermit's like sitting on a log.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any diagrams or anything, but basically he was like, the log itself was hollowed out.
Oh,
and
I
it's
see.
real water.
Yeah.
And so he's like basically in this like tiny little bubble that he's like puppeting Kermit. And I guess he only had like, he was basically just like in this tube and there was all the space he had.
Wow.
It was like his body. And then he's like doing Kermit, and Kermit's got the little guitar, like bing, bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing,
Yeah.
bing,
And
bing.
he's like, and I'm close to dying here in this log.
And he's just like, let's just do it.
nice.
And then sorry, I don't mean to keep banging on the table. Jim Henson and Kermit the Frog both have stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Did you know that?
No. Did you know that you have to pay for your own star?
What?
Yeah, usually like a production company or something will pay for it when an actor has a new
you
movie
don't just
coming
get
out.
like awarded it. Like you have
Yeah.
to like.
Wait, so can you choose? Like you're like, I'm going to be on there and then you pay for it? Or you have to be chosen?
You probably have to apply.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's not like they contact you and be like, it's time for a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
So like,
Okay.
yeah, it's not like an award.
I think most people get that wrong then. They think that it's an award that's given to you as a recognition
know.
for your
Well, I wonder.
Hollywood service.
I wonder about the ones where you put your hand in the cement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if those
Is that
are
different?
I know they're not the same thing.
They're both in Hollywood though, right? Stars
Yeah.
and those. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Personally, I'm not a huge Muppet fan. Like, if
Get
I was
out.
gonna watch a version of the Christmas Carol, it wouldn't be the Muppet one.
yeah.
Girl.
Okay. What is your problem with Muppets?
Let me ask a question. What's your fucking problem?
Yeah.
No.
They're puppets?
So you like Sesame Street?
No, not particularly.
Is there any puppets you like? Are you
No, I don't like puppets.
you have discrimination against puppets?
Yes. Yes.
They creep you out, or you don't find them interesting?
I want more emotion behind the eyes.
Dude, it's 2 plastic eyes and a slit
the
for a
problem.
mouth.
It's a ping pong
That's
eyeball.
the problem.
Kermit never smiles, therefore I have no connection as a human
You
to
know,
him.
it's like people that don't blink. It just really weirds
Sure.
me out. I don't know.
I love Muppets and I love the Sesame Street puppets. Like,
Sure, yeah.
I think because I find it fascinating the skill that goes into
Oh,
working them
sure. Absolutely.
and having it look effective.
I want to see, like Amanda said, give me, like, basically pull out from the scene, and I want to see what everyone's doing.
There has to be like a thing online about like the making of an episode of Sesame Street.
Right, and like actually see what it's like when the actor's there, and then the guy that's puppeting is like right next to your crotch the entire time.
Well, and I can get that
Some
like
awkward.
sometimes the Muppets like they'll be talking to a person who's standing,
Yeah.
and the Muppet is like in front of a table.
Okay, I
Right.
found the breakdown of Big Birds.
Okay,
hit me.
now we'll
Okay.
listen.
Okay, the guy's name is Spinny. Who's inside?
Wait,
don't
this
know.
entire time since
Spiny? I don't
79
know.
or whatever?
We're just gonna say him.
Okay.
His hand is in the beak.
Yep.
Thumb on the bottom, 4 fingers on top.
Makes
One
sense.
of those fingers uses a clockwork lever to operate Big Bird's eyelids.
Oh.
Interesting.
Dang.
An LED light on a flexible wire inside the suit can be aimed wherever he wants.
Okay.
A fishing line, which goes through a little ring under Big Bird's neck, connects the wings. and acts as a lever to move the right wing up and down.
That's how that works. Got
The
it.
script is taped in front of him on the inside of the suit. He wears a monitor strapped to his chest, allowing him to see what viewers see at home.
Cool.
The screen on the monitor is really tiny. It's a 1.5-inch picture.
That would make sense, though. You couldn't do too
literally,
much.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just probably
Wow.
he needs that for like blocking and just seeing where everyone is.
Yeah,
so
right.
he's
Yeah.
not bumping into people.
That'd be so great to see
Everybody
Big Bird just
Just
fucking...
wings, just like...
Just
well, and
hit people in the
Snuffleupagus has
face.
got to be two people. It's two people.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Human Centipede?
God,
That's what it's like up in Snuffleupagus.
it's disgusting.
It's getting kind of
Well,
stuffy in here.
the guy, no, they made Snuffleupagus large enough
Yeah.
that,
It looks like it could be comfortable in there.
well, at least the person in the head
right.
can probably stand up.
That's fair.
And then the person in the back,
Yeah.
I don't know if the back is tall enough for the person to stand up, but his body probably would at least be supportive enough that you could lean over.
I bet Snuffleupagus is not in scenes very long because it's probably not comfortable for the back end of him. For
No,
that
he
guy to,
literally
like-
comes in and he leaves.
Right.
Yeah. And he's real slow.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
super slow.
Yeah.
Fair.
Hey, Bert.
There-
Those big eyelashes.
Jim Henson
Yes.
has done some really cool, like, I don't know if it's iconic is the right word, but it's like, it was unprecedented at the time, and I don't feel has been recreated as well since by anybody. Like, think of like other shows where they have like Muppet characters. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, Comedy Central, they did one
They have
Yeah.
some stuff
a
with
long
puppets.
time ago, or maybe it was more currently. I
Like
know
Crank Yankers
yeah,
or
but
something?
crank yankers and stuff. But that's not like there was no story narrative driven. Like they're just prank phone calling. But like I don't see anything else with an ensemble cast of puppets that have really done
I think
great. Like I mean, I guess Teletubbies. They were in suits.
they weren't puppets. It was people in huge suits.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But so is Big Bird.
Yeah,
and
but-
so is
I don't know, dude. I
Yeah.
think that puppeteering is a dying art. I don't think it was
Yeah.
ever something that was ever crazy popular.
But also, like, why do it when 3D probably costs way less and easier to do for everything, kids shows and
I don't know, dude. All I know is if I was at a theme park or something
Yeah.
and the Muppets were there, I would stand in line for that shit. I love the Muppets.
yeah.
I think they're hilarious.
Until some guy stands up who's like 6'2" and his hands just right up Kermit's ass, and he's
yeah,
like,
that would be
"Do you
like
want
weird.
a hug?"
Yeah, that'd be weird. I don't know, dude. I think they're hilarious. I think that especially the Muppets, the writing has always been not overtly tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
But it's just like humorous.
Well, it makes sense what you said that Jim Henson left Sesame Street so that he could approach a more adult writing
Yeah.
of those characters, and now it all makes sense
Dude,
with the stories that are told and
yeah, like I love the Muppets. I love the Muppet movies. Like, I mean, even when they do stuff like Muppet Treasure Island, like I will sign up for that shit every time. Like,
that is my
I
jam.
love it.
I
don't know. It's interesting.
was really into it when I was a kid. I don't go back to it though. So
I have
like,
rewatched a
for
lot of the
me-
Muppet Show episodes.
Yeah.
They hold up.
Yeah.
Because there isn't, the only thing that really doesn't hold up is like the guest stars. So I'm just like, who the fuck is that?
Oh, sure.
But,
yeah, that makes sense.
Like, it still holds up because it's not jokes about certain people or things, whatever. It's just like funny stuff that's happening. and
Did
it's
you see
zany.
the gingerbread man video that I posted?
Stupid.
No, probably not.
Andy sang it for days.
Straight out of the pan, sweet gingerbread man. And then
No.
it's like just 4 dudes in gingerbread suits. And it was from like early Muppet Show.
I don't remember that.
I mean, you're going to have to check my Instagram timeline because I think it's on there.
Great.
I sang it for a long time because I forgot about it. And
Yep.
Ash was like, please stop. So that's my memory.
All right, cool.
Guys, if you're still listening,
Okay, they're obviously still looking. You know what? Let
You
me
just said
just get this
licking.
off my chest. I hate it when you say, if you clicked on the thumbnail. They don't click on the thumbnail. They hit play.
is there any other aversions that upset you during this podcast?
Let me tell you my other problems. No,
listen. Listen.
I get it because it's like a YouTube thing. It's just not my thing.
We understand you're a YouTuber, okay, but this is the podcast world, okay?
Yeah, get it together.
we want to know what you guys have to say about the Muppets. Were you a Muppet lover?
Or are you a man?
Are you a Muppet lover?
Am I a man?
Muppet lover?
I will say that, like,
Or Sesame
the
Street lover?
songs that they have in the Muppet movies are freaking good. Like Rainbow
Yeah.
Connection, It's Not Easy Being Green, and then the ones that they have in the Muppet movie with Jason Segel, those songs are good.
I have to rewatch it. Oh, sorry.
Jason Segel write them?
I think he wrote a lot of the
because
music.
he's
He did.
funny.
Yeah. I watched it because I love Jason Segel.
And then
What was
one
that
of the guys from Flight of
vampire-
the Conchords was in it too. He wrote a lot of stuff too, and
Jermaine,
the other guy.
the other guy.
Brett.
The other guy who's not Jermaine.
No, it's
Yeah.
Brett.
Are you sure?
They-
That's a really boring name.
I don't know.
That's what it is Brett.
I don't know, man. I think they're good. Do you have a favorite Muppet, Andy?
Favorite Muppet is probably Gonzo.
Fair.
I don't know why. I always gravitate towards those like off ones and they don't make any sense. Like Gonzo's straight there. Gonzo's always like longing to be as cool as Kermit and he never will be. He is, dude. He is.
He beats to his own drum, dude.
He wants to. He beats something. Do you see that nose? He has a penis nose.
Sure.
I'd like to end the podcast by saying Gonzo
All right.
has a straight up penis nose.
All right. I mean,
Cool.
Have you seen it? Have you seen a penis? Put them together. Gonzo.
all right. I guess.
Sorry if I ruined Muppets for anyone
Yeah,
listening.
you kind of did.
I like Fozzie.
Yeah.
He's fuzzy.
Waka waka waka.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what a weird way to end the podcast, guys.
Cool. Thanks, Andy.
If you guys clicked on the thumbnail, and thanks
God,
for
I
listening.
hate
And if
you.
you're still listening and you're on the thumbnail, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate
Thanks for watching.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Bye. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, learning about the Muppets. Thanks, Amanda, for writing on your craft paper.
Oh, sure.
It was good. Banging the table.
Yeah. Sorry.
Ash, do you have any final words about the Muppets? Are you good?
I like Fozzie.
Okay, cool. God, dude, we've got it. Eating paint chips over here. What do you got? Any last words about the Muppets? R.I.P. Jim Henson.
I feel
Yeah.
like you kind of close this out.
Yeah. I think we're done.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for listening on The Real Awkward.
You can find us at Instagram.
Whoa.
Oh.
Amanda's job. What are you doing
I thought
over
you were
here?
closing it out, and I was like, excuse me.
I was about to say before you rudely interrupted.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sometimes these.
You
Thank
guys are so
for
tense in
listening.
here
I feel
right
like
now.
you've been trying to introduce Amanda for the last 5 minutes, and you just keep heading right back into the podcast.
All right, guys. Today's podcast is all about Jim Henson.
Hey guys, if you clicked on the thumbnail,
If you guys would like to see an outro for 10 minutes.
goddamn.
Oh, sorry, not see. Ash corrected us earlier. You can't see a podcast.
Can't see it.
Thank
can.
God you can't see us right now.
Okay.
Thanks for still listening.
Amanda, if people want to forever fucking reason reach out to us, where can they do that?
Okay, we have an Instagram at Real Awkward Podcast. I'm gonna say it again. 'Cause Andy was coughing.
I'm going to say it again.
At Real Awkward Podcast. Go check it out. We have a Patreon. I don't know the website for that one. Maybe just Patreon/Real Awkward. I don't know. Find out and tell me. For $3 a month, you can hang out with us. You get some stickers and get some exclusive
Existential
Jesus!
crisis.
Get some exclusive Jesus.
You get some exclusive Jesus. That's what I promise. And then that's what I got.
All right. I'm sorry. You should have
God,
been in
you'd
the...
think it was 3 a.m.
Okay. Guys, thanks so much. We'll talk to you later and wish us luck that we get through the rest of the night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.